Right here F11. Okay, see, this is the procurement cycle. Procurement cycle, see, requirement determination means what is the material that is required by, see, account payable deals with what? Procurement of materials and maintenance of vendors, making payments to vendors, of course, is the finance department job, right? So the data into the accounts payable will be flowing from materials department, right? Uh, in case of sales and distribution, data will be flowing from sales and distribution module to financial accounting. In case of accounts payable, see, accounts payable is nothing but what are the bills that are payable, right? The amount paid payable to the vendors. Now, how data is going to be flowing from that module to this module, that we'll see. And also this is the general procurement cycle. First, procurement material requirement determination and finding out the source of supplier, right? Supply determination. All these things belongs to, of course, materials management consultants. And once it is done with, vendors will be selected. Then we issue a purchase order to procure the material, order processing, right? Then purchase order monitoring. Whenever purchase order that has been issued, how many materials or how much material we have received, still how much we need to get, all those things, monitoring of the purchase order. And then goods receipt. Once purchase order is issued, supplier will supply the material, so goods is going to be received. Once goods are received, invoice verification is done. Once invoice is verified, then payment has to be processed by the finance department. This is the only part in this which has to be taken up by the finance department, right? This is the general cycle. Now if you see, whenever we receive any material from any supplier, say general process, I'm telling you, generally material means, okay, I'm speaking about the raw material or any material, whatever it may be. See, our company Dr. Reddy Labs, here we have head office, there's a plant and a supplier. Generally supplier, once we shortlist a supplier, issue purchase order, he'll be regularly supplying the material to us. It is not that every time we purchase the material from different vendors like that. Generally, constantly whatever the raw material that we require, for that we shortlist vendors, and throughout the year we are going to procure from the same vendor. Of course, any other material, whenever it is required, we issue purchase order and procure the material, right? So generally we shortlist one suppliers, say supplier, and the material is going to be supplied. See here, material is supplied from here to here to the plant. Generally material is going to be received at plant. Once we receive it, we material acknowledgement is going to be sent to the supplier. Right now, once material is received, along with the material we receive, say, excise invoice, delivery challan, quality report, sales tax related documents like way-bills, etc., or G1 form, G1, etc., something. In the material, in the plant, whatever material that is received, we will again make a quality check, and generally we prepare goods received note, GRN. Right, material received, verify with purchase order. Whenever material is received, that will be verified with purchase order. And see, I'm speaking about, it need not necessarily be SAP process. The general procurement process I'm telling you. Right, once the material is received in the plant, that will be we'll prepare a goods received note. GRN means goods received note. Right, how much material has been received. If, say, for example, supplier has sent 1000 units. After that, 995 units are good, 5 units are bad. That damaged rather. Right, they are sent back to the supplier, and here we are going to raise the goods received note for only 995 units, and that will be sent to the head office, that is finance department. You can imagine that, right? Bills processing at finance department. And once material is received, here, okay, accounting entries will be posted, right? Like materials account data to vendor account, that kind of thing. And meanwhile, we are going to receive commercial invoice from supplier to finance department. So finance department will compare the goods received note and the invoice that is received from the supplier, and we process it. And once we process, see, generally we'll have payment terms like 30 days credit or 45 days credit, 90 days credit, like that. Generally for raw materials we'll have that kind of credit. So that's why we first, as soon as material is received, we pass an accounting entry, we book the liability. That means material is received, material account debtor to vendor account. So vendor account is going to be credited and liability is booked. On the due date, say for example, if it is 30 days due date, that is 30 days credit period is there. So after 30 days, I'm going to take his bill, process it. So this is the general process, and prepare a check and send to the supplier. So this is the general procurement process, and the cycle is going to complete like this. And of course, in case of SAP, we have certain automated things. As soon as material is received in the plant, we enter into the system. System by default prepares a goods received note, and finance department will verify the, here we call it as MyGo, MyRow, certain T codes are there. There the material consultants are going to, material users will be entering the data. And once the material is received, here that invoice is going to be verified. And okay, we have a process called automatic payment program. We take that automatic payment program and execute it, and we supply the we prepare the checks, and we send the checks to the supplier, etc. So that is the general process what we use. And in this things, see here I told you some topics like right, automatic payment program. This is one of the very important. Wherever you go, there will be some few questions on this, and withholding tax, right? All those things will be covered here. All right, so this is the general process. Now in this process, what I would like to tell you now, say here I'm going to say, for example, create vendors. In order to create vendor, I'm going to create certain groups. Now what kind of groups I'm going to create? Say raw material vendor group and service vendor. Raw material vendors, all raw material suppliers will be grouped into the raw material vendors. Similarly, service vendors, those people, those who provide service to the vendors, provide service to the company, will be grouped under service vendors. For example, auditors, cost accountants, company secretaries, advocates, contractors, everybody, those whoever are going to provide services to the company are treated as service vendors. Similarly, employee vendors. You may wonder, what is employee vendor? In case SAP HR module is not there, then we may be making payments to the employees by treating them as vendors, and because we may be receiving advances, etc., from employees, for that purpose we use employees as vendors. And in case HR module is there, every payment or advances, everything, not every payment, any amount that booking of the liability or advances, everything will be routed through HR module, because for an employee we may be making different types of advances, maybe salary advance, maybe salary advance and travel advance, expenses advance and festival advance, right? Different types of advances are there. All these advances will be routed through financial accounting if HR module is not there, and if it is HR module is there, then it will be routed through HR module. But of course payment is going to be released by the finance department. Then utility vendors. Utility vendors means all your service, say for example internet providers and mobile suppliers, mobile services, and business, what you call landline services, internet services, whatever it may be, all. And not only that, say for example waterworks, electricity, all those things will be coming under utilities, right? Public utility services, all those utility vendors, because I cannot club raw material vendors and utility vendors, service vendors and raw material vendors, because I want to show them, I want to reflect them in the balance sheet, right, in different ways as per their services, whatever they provide. Similarly, asset vendors, if you are going to buy assets, you are not going to buy from raw material vendors or service vendors. So that's why we can create one more group like asset vendors. Now, in order to create vendors, first I need to create groups, just like what we have done in case of sundry debtors, that is accounts receivable. We are going to create vendor groups first, create number ranges. So all those things, the process will continue. Right? And now here again the process with reference to the recon account is same. So here also we are going to create one recon account, that is sundry creditors account. There we have created sundry debtors. Now it is sundry creditors. Vendors accounts are subledger, right? Vendor account which we are going to post is subledger, and subledger and main ledger are going to be linked to each other. Now whenever any entry is posted to vendor account, then immediately that will be posted to sundry creditors account, and the balance is going to be reflected in the balance sheet. The concept, if you understand sundry debtors and customer, the same relation is going to exist between vendor and sundry creditors account, right? And in each vendor account we are going to link up sundry creditors account. All those things same. Now, with this background, let us start the configuration. Right here, basic configuration steps. Define account groups with screen layout vendor. Screen layout, you know, in case of customers, we have we can control the screen layout from the customer creation groups. Similarly here, even path, everything looks the same. Right, I'll show you now. Financial accounting new, accounts receivable and accounts payable. Previously we went to customer accounts. Now go to vendor accounts.
Why there is a financial accounting and financial accounting new? Is this a new module added in CC6?
No, it is not like that. See, generally what happens is when ECC6 you purchase, it will be old, new, both will be available. And we need to execute one transaction code that will be done by the basis people. Once you execute it, the old and new both will become mixed and only one financial accounting will be available. Until then, it will be showing us separately. This is financial accounting old. This is 4.7 version.
Okay.
Right, even the path, everything, most of the steps are common here. Certain new steps are there in new, and here the path will be different.
Right.
Even I stopped working on 4.7 long back. Even I forgot the what you call the paths and other things. Of course, you can go ahead with this only. Right, it is something. But anyway, you need not go to this one. Right, let us go to drill down only financial accounting new.
Okay.
Right, vendor accounts, customer accounts, vendor accounts. Master data, preparations, same. Define account groups with screen layout vendors. See here, master data, preparations, define account group with screen layout customers. Path also same. Everything is same. Even accounting entries also same, but just reverse. There we debit customer and credit sale. Here we debit purchases and credit customer account, vendor account. Right. Now define account groups with screen layout vendors. Let us activate the T code. OBD3. OBD3 is the T code. Define account groups with screen layout vendors. Same way what we have done in case of customers. Go to new entries. Here what I will do, right, AV assets vendors. Here I'll do one thing. Raw material vendors. Right, raw material vendors, or we can say material vendors. I'll say material vendors. Material vendors domestic. Okay. Material vendors domestic. This is. If I pull this again, it will be changed. Okay. Material vendors domestic. And okay, I'm going to create GL account that we'll see afterwards. And I'm going to use one 4-digit code here. Alright, that is Dr. Reddy Labs material vendors. What I will do is EMV. Service vendors SV. DR EV employee vendors. DR UV utility vendors. DR AV asset vendors. Right, like that we are going to create. Now say DRMV material vendors, here account group DRMV material vendors. Now material vendors domestic for DRL group. Right, not one time. Right, now the same way we have to we can decide the fields. In case of general data, address field, so name required entry, so that people should not even by mistake forget to enter the name of the vendor. Come back, company code data, same way, account management, reconciliation account, required entry. So can anybody tell me why I am making this required entry? Even in case of sundry debtors, we have done the same thing. Anyone unmute and tell me.
Because whatever we enter into vendor account, it should go to sundry creditors account. So it's important to enter the account for the vendor account.
Yes, you're right. So whatever we enter into the vendor account, that should go to sundry creditors account, that is recon account. So that is the main purpose. And why it should go to reconciliation account? Why it has to go? Because that has to be represented in the balance sheet, because I cannot represent all. If I have 1000 vendors, means all 1000 vendors I cannot represent in the balance sheet, but the total of the amount will be reflected in the name of sundry creditors. Say sundry creditors material, say 2 crores, and sundry creditors for services maybe 50 lakhs. So like that, sundry creditors one mass single figure, one consolidated figure should appear. So that figure will be posted through concerned vendor account to sundry creditors account. So for that purpose, we are making by default reconciliation account required entry, so that we are going to link up vendor account and sundry creditors. Right, by default, any amount that is posted to vendor, that will be flowing to the reconciliation account. In turn, that will flow to balance sheet. Right. So Dr. Reddy Labs, material vendors. Click on right arrow, next entry. Service vendor, DRSV. Right. This is service vendor group. Service vendor group for DRL group companies. Same address, required entry, account management, reconciliation account, required entry. Right. Next. Employee vendors.
Will it allow to create the same account in vendors and suppliers and customers?
I think T code same, I believe. No, they is separate.
No, if I have a same company as a vendor as well as supplier.
Yeah.
Will it create two accounts or one account will be there?
Two accounts should be there, and there is a method to link it up.
Okay.
A vendor can also be a customer. Similarly, a customer can also be a vendor, and we can even adjust the payments also.
Okay. So there is a separate configuration for that.
Yes, there is separate configuration.
Okay.
Just remind me later. I'll look into that.
Sure.
So employee vendors. DR EV. Employee vendors. DRL group. Utility vendors. DR UV. Utility vendors group. DRL. Right. Anyway, we'll enter the name. Next is asset vendors. Say DRAV. Asset vendor group. Like this. See, it doesn't mean that we have to create like this for all. Right. Depending upon the requirement of the client, I'll be creating it. Right. Whenever we are going to create anything, we need to discuss with the client what is his requirement. So in last year's implementation, we have created vendors based on the business units they had. I think, I don't know whether I told you or not. So one food processing company was there, and one division is organic foods, other one is textile division, export division, and biotech division, something like that. 4 or 5 divisions are there. So division wise we have created in different way. So like that, depending upon the, so this is the general requirement. Depending upon the client requirement, we created. So different groups we have created. Now define screen layout. Right. Create number ranges for the account groups. So what we do is, for employee vendors we use external number range. Here we create employees with external number range. There also we have given, but we have not created this one. Here I'll show you how it works. Click on intervals. One thing I would like to tell you here is, so vendor number ranges are client level or company code level. Anybody? vendor number ranges or client level or company code level, or what is customer number ranges? Do you remember
Yes,
I
sir.
explained about what is client level, what is company code level?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who is this, Anusha?
Yeah.
It is client level or company code level?
I guess client level.
How?
Because like whatever the company code, we can use the same vendor range.
Okay, here we do not have even the company code, right? So any number of company codes under the group can use these vendors. For example, if I'm going to now we have DRLB, so we are going to have DRL pharma company, one more. So even that company also can use the same group and create vendors. So not only that anybody can use, right, but of course in case of real scenario under the group, whatever the group companies are there, they can use these vendor account groups. What is the advantage? I need not create again, because at group level, at company group level, almost every company will be maintaining same similar groups, right? I can create vendor and yeah, groups can be used, right? Interval. Now here already we have up to 10. Right, I'll create, we have 5 groups. Out of 5 groups, for employee vendors, we are going to use external number range, X, A to Z, right? Because employees will be numbered with some employee number. Need not necessarily be the whatever the serial number that we are going to give. So that's why we use for external number range for employee numbers. Right, up to 10 we have. Now I'm going to create 11, 12, 13, 14. Right, 11. What is the number range that is available here? Right, 400, 401, 400, 500.
400, 500. No?
401,
Yep.
okay, sorry. The 400, 500. Right. 11, 12. From number 400, 501, 400, 600. Right, 12, 13. 400, 601, 400, 700. So how many we have created? 10, 11, 12, 13. 4 we have created. Sorry, 11, 12, 13 we have created, right? One more we'll create. 14. 400, 701, 400, 800. 100. Save it. So here, did I ever explain you about this one? See here. So for anything, whatever you create and save, system is going to generate request number. But for number ranges, it will not generate request number. Rather, it creates this information. The number range intervals are not included in the automatic recording of the customizing changes. Transport of all these changes made within the number range interval maintains must be triggered manually. If you want to create that request number, whatever we get for other things, if you want to get for number ranges, we have to trigger it manually. And in the initial screen, okay, where we have to do it. See, the main purpose is that In other cases, whenever we are going to save anything, whenever you create anything and a change request will be generated, that will be used for transporting from one server to another server. Same number range also. But generally what we do, we assume that number ranges that are going to be used by client to client or server to server may be different. In case if you are using the same thing, you can transport it by generating the request manually. Come back. So 4 digits, we have 4 number ranges we have created. Now assign number ranges to vendor account groups.
How we
Same
can
step.
generate by
Yeah.
how we can generate by ourselves, how we can generate the request
Interval.
here for the number ranges. We can
See here, come to the main screen. So here interval, change status, display. Display. Do you want to transport the intervals? Yes. Right, if intervals are year specific. Also change check edit mpn1. Yeah, same way. Yes, here also interval transport. If the intervals are year specific, do you want to transport interval? Yes. See, now it gets generated. Right, now you have to change it. Vendor number ranges. Then save it. Vendor number ranges for. So that is recorded. Do you know what is the screen where we see the all requests? Prasad?
yeah SO09
Yeah.
SO09
SE09.
SE09 yes.
SE09 or 10 both. See transport organizer with my user ID display, right, vendor number ranges. If you trigger manually, it will come here. Then we have to, I think you know how to transport it. First the sub number, then main number. These two we have to transport it. Okay, I'll discuss all these things when we go to the project.
Okay, right. But if this transport request is not created, then we can't move to the other server, right?
We have to create there.
There again we have to create.
Yes.
Okay. On that server. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Assign number ranges to vendor account groups. Right. Step number 3. Assign number ranges to vendor account groups. So here, say asset vendor. We have started from number 11. See, you can get it here. See, 11, 12, 13, 14 we have created. say 11, 12. So employee will assign external number range. So we can give any number range at the time, A to ZZ, right? 12, 13, 14. So for each group, each number range has been assigned. Come back. So created the account groups, number ranges and assign number ranges.
Why the employee group have to have an external number range? Because it is a group, it can be only numbers, right? Employee code, employee account can have external number ranges.
Yeah, that's the reason. If you are telling to the group, in this group, any number of employees can be created. That employee number, whenever I'm going to create, system will allow me to create with external number range. What are the number I want, I can give. Employee Ravi, say for example, employee number 101 dash Ravi. That is my account name, I want to use it. I can give like that. So alphanumeric number can be given here.
Okay. Okay, this is not for the group, but for the accounts.
Yeah, for this group, I have assigned number range. Any number of vendors I'm going to create under this group. For that, this number range is going to be useful.
Okay.
Right. And next step. Okay, what are the documents that we are going to use for the purpose of vendor account groups? Documents. We have seen customer related documents. Now vendor related documents. Customer KG, DG, DR, DZ. Here KG, KR, KZ. KG, vendor credit memo. KR, vendor invoice. KZ, vendor payment. System suggests you following number ranges 17, 19 and 15. Okay. So again, to create the document types and number ranges, the same path. Right, document types, define document type for entry view. OBA7 is the T code. Right, KR, KG, KR, KZ. These are the three documents we are going to create. First KG, number range 17. Remember that for sundry debtors or account receivable, system takes 14, 16, 18. Here 17, 15, 19. Odd numbers. And here except customer, all the things are checked here. Procurement of material, anyway vendors, procurement of assets and GL account. So company code DRLB, right, 17. Enter 17. Year 2013. From number range, I'll take 17 lakhs 1, 2. I'll take 18 lakhs. All right. Similarly, KR vendor invoice 19. Interval 19, year 2013, say 19 lakhs 1 to 20 lakhs, right? So similarly, KZ vendor payment 15, right? 15. From number range 15 lakhs 1 to 16 lakhs, right? So 3 documents number ranges we have created. Come back. Then coming to tolerance group. So whether we define any parameters or not, defining tolerance group is a must. Vendor accounts, business transactions, see outgoing payments. Then manual outgoing payments, define tolerances vendors. So here just I'm going to create only the got new entries, company code, DRLB. I'm going to create, say for example, DR09. So I have created DR01 for the sundry data. So I'm using DR09 and tolerance group for vendors, DRL. Tolerance group for vendors, DRL. Right. So any parameters that we want, we can assign here. For the time being, I'm not entering anything. Right. So only these 5 steps we need to create. Then coming to creation of GL account. So we know that creation of GL account, the T code is FS00. Right. So what accounts I need to create now? So number 1, see whenever you are going to post an accounting entry for the purpose of materials etc. See accounts payable. See the entry which is going to be triggered from materials management is something peculiar. Right. Entries that are going to be triggered from materials management is when material is received, inventory of raw material account data to GRIR clearing account. Right. What is GRIR clearing account? Tell you. One intermediary clearing account. Then when invoice is verified, first of all material is received. So then they'll enter into a T code called MyGo. And when invoice is verified, then GRIR clearing account is debited and vendor account is going to be created. And there's a T code that is called MyRo. Ultimately, the accounting entry is what? Inventory of raw material account data to vendor account. So inventory, because this is an asset, debit what comes in. Asset is debited, right? Because as material is being received. And vendor, he is the giver. Ultimately, though these 2 entries are given, right? And this is going to be the entry. So that's what I am going to do now. Manually, I'll enter the same entry, right? So when we see the integration, I'll tell you about GRIR clearing account and other things. Whenever we are going to receive any material, inventory of raw material account data to vendor account, right? And posting key 40, and the posting keys for the purpose of vendor accounting is that 2531. And what are the posting keys for sundry debtors, accounts pay receivable? Anybody? What posting keys we use, debit and credit?
40/50.
40/50 for GL.
It's 9 and unknowns.
9 is only for special GL. Zero 01 and 15.
0, 1 and 15.
Yeah, right. 0, 1 is debit, 15 is credit. Similarly now, vendor debit is 25, vendor credit is 31. Right, I told you the importance of the posting key. It is not just like debt, DR and CR. It is much above that. And right, so now I have to create now inventory of raw material account, and also vendor account anyway will create, and sundry creditors account I have to create. So whenever inventory of raw material is posted, right, and to vendor account. When vendor account is we post to vendor account, and the recon account is going to be sundry creditors. So I have to create inventory of raw material account and sundry creditors account. Right. So let me create inventory of raw materials. Let me check what is the GL account that we have created here. The numbers, serial numbers we can give. Employee vendors 0, 1. And that too here. Account group, sundry creditors, nothing but liability. Sundry creditors 101, 201, 2, 101, 300. So 101, 201 anyhow we are going to
Your
create.
voice is very low. Can you please?
Yeah. Right,
Okay,
here
good.
101. Basic settings in easy access. So 101, 201 is going to be used for the sundry creditors, for materials. Just give me a second. Right, okay, sundry creditors 101, 201. DRLB. Click on create. Now this is sundry creditors. Right, this is a balance sheet account. Text. Right, sundry creditors for materials. Just give me a second. Sundry creditors for materials. And here recon account, vendors. So what is meant by recon account? That is reconciliation account. Reconciliation account is nothing but it will represent in the balance sheet. Right? Any entry to this reconciliation account will be posted only through subledger. You cannot post directly. So that's why this is going to identify line like vendors. That is reconciliation account vendor. And line item display. In sundry creditors account, I can post the line items and sort out by vendor number wise 0, 1, 2. G067. Save it. Control C.
Under a reconciliation account, other than customers and vendors, what other options we can take there in control data?
Here
other than vendors and customers, any other?
Here tax category we have taken earlier for sundry data.
No, not that. I'm asking the reconciliation account here. Now you took as vendors, before we took as customers. Other than that, we can take assets and contract account.
Contract account. Now we are going to use assets. Contract account we don't use now. Right. Okay. Assets also we'll create.
Okay. So normally only these four will be by default appearing
by
here,
default.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything can be only, that's all. There is no other reconciliation account.
Okay. Right.
Of course, we have used one peculiar thing one time. Even sundry share capital shareholders we have created, few shareholders. Right, now with template. Right, this is this is 101, 201 we have created. 101, 201, and service vendors 101, 202 we use. Employee vendors we create like this. 101, 201, 202 service vendors. Syndicators. Syndicators for service vendors. Three. Employee vendors. Syndicators, employee vendors. 4. Utility vendors. 5. Asset vendors. 5 reconciliation accounts we have created. Then materials account. So materials, nothing but current asset. So current asset means inventories. 200, 201. Inventory of raw material we call it as. Right, that's why we'll create in inventories 200, 201. Inventory of material, raw materials. Inventory of raw materials. So it's a balance sheet account. G001. Nothing special here. the balance sheet. Right? What happens if you create an account, first P&L account and again subsequently, then there is a difficult. Better block that account and create another account. But before you post any entries, you found the mistake, then you can change it. Nothing will happen. Right? Otherwise, then nature of account will be changed completely. So that's why that is not allowed. Right? And next, creation of vendor account. So creation of vendor accounts, will take it up tomorrow because that takes some time, and how to do all those things we'll see tomorrow. Right? And Prasad, just you stay back. I wanted to just talk to you something.